What's up, YouTube? Back again with another video. So, I'll tell you about a story about what my cousin saw. So, this is a story that happened about, say, about 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Maybe even longer than that. We were teenagers, my cousin and I. A few of us grew up together. 3 of my cousins. Then we had other cousins that came out from Gallup area. And they would come and stay like for the summertime. Uncle would bring them out and they would hang out here for the summer. Or they would stay like a couple days or maybe a week. So the area that I showed you back there, there's a horse corral back there, but a long time ago that used to be a sheep corral. And on the other side of the sheep corral was a horse corral. So on the back side of it, you see how dark it is, you know, by the drug dealer's house, or their little trailer back there. There was nothing back there. Back then there was just that house way over in the background and then bashes. So in back of the horse corral, there was logs that were stacked up like this. You know, the horses would stay in there, and then, you know, there was logs stacked all the way across for the horses to run around inside the fence. So my uncle, he had put some extra logs to stand up on that backside. So let's say we're standing from the opposite side of the sheep corral or the horse corral, looking back toward the east, and the logs would be standing up like this. So they would be standing up like that on the back side of the horse corral. So we used to get told stories about skinwalkers, and we're supposed to be told, or we were told stories that we're brought up to be back inside by the time the sun came up or the sun went down. Don't be out during the dark, or when it was dark, when it was getting dark. So we're out in the dark, and we didn't listen. This is probably our we were probably like 12, 13, 14 years old. My cousins and I were messing around outside, and then one of my cousins walked back there. I think we're playing hide and seek or something like that, or riding bikes or something. There was something going on. So for some reason, one of my cousins, by himself, he walked behind the horse corral, or he walked in that area, and somehow he came around in the dark on that backside, and he said he came around the backside of the sheep corral, which was on the north side of the horse corral was the sheep corral. So horse corral was on this side, and then the other side was the sheep corral. And then the middle of that was like a shade, or like a small house, or like a small room for the sheep. So when it got cold or hot, they could go inside that and, you know, stay out of the elements. So my cousin came around the sheep corral side, and he I don't know if he, you know, like came up quiet or something, but he came around that backside, and he said he came around the backside by the street light here. You could barely see that backside, or you could barely, the horse corral would be lit. So he came around that backside, and he said he saw something black on top of the poles that were sticking up vertically, and he said the arms were up like this, and like he was, whatever it was resting, and his arms were up, and, you know, he was looking through the the spacing through the logs were closely spaced together, so you could see through the logs. And he said he was standing like this, whatever it was leaning against the poles. So he kind of like, he didn't notice that at first until he got close, and then all of a sudden he said that thing looked at him, and his eye, that whatever it was, the eyes were glowing. So he said he got scared, freaked out, and he froze. He said he froze, and whatever that thing was, you know, it moved his head, and it turned back. The head turned back forward, and he said he just, after he realized that he took off. And he said he started running back around the horse corral the way he came around the sheep corral. So he said when he was running, he was really running fast, and that thing was still looking at him. He said the eyes were glowing, the head was like shaped like a werewolf. He said it was all fuzzy, you know, he had pointy ears, it looked like a dog, sharp teeth. And he said by the time he got around the other side, he said the eyes were still glowing, looking at him, and he was running. He said, of course it was dark, and he tripped. He fell forward, he slid a couple of feet, and he looked back. That thing was gone. So he by the time he came back to us, and you know, we're sitting there in front of the house, in front of my grandpa's house, and he was freaking out, and he was trying to speak. You know, he's trying to speak, and we're like, what's wrong with you? And then after a while, he snapped, and he's all like, I saw something back there behind the horse corral. There's something behind the horse corral. So we all looked back there, and we were freaked out. We're like, just by how he was acting and how he told the story, we were trying to look back there, and we're like, no way, you liar, you're lying. He goes, I'm for real. And he was all dirty. He goes, that's why I tripped. I was trying to run. So when he looked back, he goes, that thing looked like a wolf. He said it looked like the hair was all up, and looked like a werewolf. And after a while, you know, like he was telling that story, he told everybody, and we kind of believed it, because you know, my uncles and my aunts used to tell us about, you know, skinwalkers that used to come around and stuff. So I think that's what he saw, was probably like a skinwalker. So he was freaked out, and after a while, my uncle, my late uncle, he passed away, and it was his stepkid. Well, we still called him our cousin, and it was his stepkid. After a while, I think that's why they used to call him Wolfy. so they used to call him, hey, Wolfy. He'll come around. But yep. So one of the stories that I remembered growing up, and you know, him freaking out and stuff. So the stuff that used to come around here. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you guys have any stories that or reviews that you guys want me to see, like Leonard TV, go ahead and leave a comment down below. But other than that, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.